Hello everybody and welcome to the webinar. I hope you're all very passionate about computer graphics because in this webinar we're going to talk about everything that is CG. We'll start with what rendering is and explore just how easy it is to bring your ideas to life with the help of V-Ray and learn about the vast career possibilities in the industry. To begin, my name is Yordan and I'm a CG specialist working at Chaos Group. Today, I will give you an overview of the 3D rendering process and demonstrate how important it is for the arts and architecture. If you're still wondering what am I talking about, let me inspire you with our VFX showreel, as images say more than words can. To get you up to speed, we will talk about what rendering is and its place in the CG industry. You will get a better idea of who we are here at Chaos Group, what we do, and how our rendering engine V-Ray has taken its place in the hearts of thousands of people around the world. Then, we will talk about career opportunities that begin to open up as you explore the art of rendering with V-Ray. Last but not least, we'll take a look at some more of our interesting projects. There are many ways to explain what rendering is, and probably The simplest of all is to take a look at the difference it makes for this image, which goes from a boring gray start to a photorealistic result. This is achieved by adding materials, textures, and reflections to your objects, then taking full control over the lighting and camera, just like a real-life film director, and bending the environment and atmosphere to your liking. In these 3 simple steps, you can bring anything from your imagination into reality. Right now, all that may seem a bit overwhelming, but in the next few minutes, we'll see with the help of V-Ray just how easy it is to fully realize your creative ideas. To demonstrate, I'll give you a quick glimpse of 3 different 3D scenes created with some of the most popular 3D platforms, so that you can get a preview of what working in a 3D application and using V-Ray looks like. You'll also see how we can take 3D models and transform them into photorealistic renders. Altogether, in these scenes, you'll see how the lighting, materials, environment, camera settings, and minor color adjustments all come together and play an important role in making a final image stand out. Okay, let's get into it. In this scene in 3ds Max, you'll see that thanks to V-Ray's very fast interactive render preview, we can get almost instant feedback on any changes we make to our image. Changing a light's color, intensity, or simply choosing which lights affect our setup, we can quickly iterate through different looks to achieve a desired result. The next step on the way to a beautiful image is to tweak your materials so that they represent the desired result in color and reflection. We can also tweak properties like subsurface scattering, which is the effect of light scattering in the volume of an object. This is just like when you shine a flashlight through the skin of your hand. Now, let's quickly take control of our camera and direct where the focus is to bring some more depth into the image. With the help of denoising, the image clears out in the blink of an eye. To add some finishing touches, we can do color grading right within V-Ray. This way, you can enhance your image or even completely change the look you're going for, without ever leaving your 3D software of choice. As you can see, the scale of your ideas can go from small macro shots all the way up to large cityscapes, while the approach to create your vision stays consistent and the results are predictable and accurate. Using V-Ray, you can easily control every parameter to your liking. For example, adjusting the environment of your scenes, quickly altering from a dense fog to a light morning haze, taking control over properties like the height, density, or the color of the fog, changing the time of day, or simply readjusting your camera while still observing the results close to real time in the V-Ray frame buffer. In this example, the sun's position has been animated to represent different times of the day, and as you can see, the sky changes along with it automatically, all with the press of a single button. This makes it possible to quickly iterate through different looks and moods on your way to creating stunning images. In this example interior setup, I'd also like to talk about the role that materials play in the rendering process. In order to create a convincing image, just like in any other visual art, things like color and composition need to be picked out carefully so that they complement your ideas well. In that aspect, the speed of V-Ray and its stability can greatly aid in your artistic decision-making process, making it easy to test out different ideas quickly. On top of that, you can always count on our built-in material library, which contains ready-to-use presets organized into different categories that can be easily searched by name. To use these materials, all you need to do is simply drag and drop them into your project and assign them to your liking. That way, in a short amount of time, we can go through several designs while we're still in the look development process. After you are happy with the look of your image, you can switch the settings from interactive preview mode to a production quality preset using a convenient slider. Production rendering, in combination with V-Ray's denoising capabilities, can bring you clean images fairly quickly so that you can get your work done on time for a class assignment or a client. Okay, let's talk a bit more about V-Ray and its place in the industry. Being a very versatile render engine, it has become the industry standard and is actively used for projects of all kinds, At the moment, 92 of the top 100 architecture firms look to V-Ray to visualize their designs. Our users in the ArchViz industry tackle projects from sprawling cities and landscapes to intricate interiors, all with photorealistic results. The applicability of V-Ray in the automotive industry ranges from previous stills created in the design stage to commercial images and videos. Top brands of the automotive field use V-Ray to showcase their already existing products or give a glimpse into futuristic concepts that have yet to be brought to realization. The involvement of 3D rendering in the TV and film industries can easily be recognized in blockbusters like Game of Thrones, The Avengers, and many more franchises. V-Ray is being used to bring to life Asian cities and fantasy characters alike. The same applies to many of your favorite game cinematics and trailers, where studios like Blur create amazing visuals for AAA games and animated shorts. Of course, not everything CG needs to be over the top and intricate. Sometimes, subtle details can greatly improve the visuals of a clip or scene, seamlessly merging with real-life decors as seen in a number of music videos. Now, for a quick introduction about Chaos Group, who we are, and what we do. We help artists and designers visualize creative ideas in the best way possible. Chaos Group is a worldwide leader in computer graphics, creating solutions for artists and designers to create photorealistic images for design, television, and feature film. Our physically based rendering and simulation software is used on a daily basis by top design studios, architecture firms, advertising agencies, and visual effects agencies around the globe. Our research and development in cloud rendering, material scanning, and virtual reality is shaping the future of creative storytelling and digital design. Our products are V-Ray, a physically based render engine, FD, our fluid dynamic simulation software, VRScans, a library of very detailed scan materials, PD Player, a convenient image sequence viewer and player, Chaos Cloud, a cloud-based rendering solution, and Corona Render. V-Ray's portfolio consists of over 12 supported platforms where we have tried to create an ecosystem by making V-Ray behave practically the same on every platform, and in turn giving our users great freedom. For example, if you learn Maya and V-Ray in school, your knowledge is easily transferable to V-Ray for 3ds Max. In that way, even if your dream job at your favorite studio uses a different 3D platform than what you're familiar with, you can transition very smoothly. Having the same core render platform can have other benefits also. This allows for swapping assets through different platforms with ease. For example, if you're working on different platforms from your friends or colleagues, exchanging materials can be as easy as simple drag and drop. Let's say you're working in SketchUp and you create a realistic material that you want to share. With V-Ray, you can simply save it in your custom library as a VRMAT file, and your colleagues working in Rhino can load it in his scene without any hassle. Furthermore, you can transfer not only materials, but whole objects and even scenes, including geometry, materials, and lights. As a result of its versatility, V-Ray finds its place in every step of the production process. For example, in movies, you can create your scene in Maya, light it, shade it, create all the animation, and then your VFX artist can quickly jump into Houdini, load in your scene that is already created, and continue building on top of that with all of the visual effects like explosions, fire, smoke, and everything that your project needs. In the ArchViz industry, things don't differ much, as you can create quick previs images to every step of the design process, all the way to the very final high-end visualizations. Now, let's take a look at some of our customers. Leaders in the architecture business like Foster & Partners, Herzog & de Meuron, Heatherwick Studios, Zaha Hadid Architects, and many others use V-Ray on a daily basis to visualize their projects and aid their design phase. As an industry standard in the ArchViz field, big studios like Neoscape, D-Box, Mir, and Brick Visual all rely on our rendering engine for consistent and quick results. These studios produce stunning images every day, and the following are just a few examples of their talent. Companies that work with us in the VFX industry are ILM, Blur, Scanline VFX, Mackevision, Pixomondo, and many others. You can probably recognize some of their work from recent years in blockbusters like Black Panther, Jurassic World, The Avengers, Tomb Raider, and maybe one or two other productions powered by Chaos Group's products. Other names you might recognize from the advertising, automotive and design industry that render their ideas using V-Ray are IKEA, Volvo, Jaguar, Land Rover, Tesla, General Motors, and many others. For example, Mackevision brought to life the very first electric Porsche design using V-Ray. Along with that, rendering finds many uses in the automotive design field, as seen by these examples. To summarize, as you saw, V-Ray is used in every industry, finding applications throughout the entire pipeline of major studios, small companies, and freelancers. Now, let's take a look into the reasons why so many people put their trust in V-Ray every day. There is not any single reason here, but rather a combination of different factors. One of these is that V-Ray is built with quality in mind. It gives users the ability to render out professional, photoreal imagery and animations. V-Ray is also very flexible. As you've seen, it is widely used for a variety of different projects, ranging from small macro shots to great big cityscapes and intricate environments, while handling them in a very robust way. And because V-Ray is very fast, you can spend more time being creative and less time waiting for a render. Having a wide feature set under your fingertips also makes V-Ray very versatile and allows for endless creative freedom, while offering seamless integration with the most popular platforms makes your workflow fluid and smooth. V-Ray has become the industry standard as both independent artists and top studios choose it every day to create world-class designs and visual effects. Let's also not forget the large community and free technical support that is available to everyone. With over 100,000 community users and fast response times, it is easy to get answers to your questions quickly. Okay, let's get back to V-Ray's involvement in education. It is really important to educate ourselves while we're still at school. To help you with that, Chaos Group has partnered with more than 1,000 universities and growing. These universities are located in 60 countries around the world and offer a variety of creative digital art programs, from architectural visualization to VFX and game design classes. We believe that starting early can help you realize your own full potential as individuals and build up the values necessary to become a contributing member of society. It's also necessary to build knowledge, understanding, and the skills required to compete successfully in the modern, ever-changing tech industry. Doing this at an early stage of your education will help you to further explore your curiosity, learn new skills, and showcase your creativity. Learning V-Ray can also help you secure a place in your dream job studio. By placing a special focus on V-Ray, students will be equipped with a solid foundation of current industry workflows, focusing on the technical and creative approaches with the goal of confidently applying these tools in production. Being able to create visualization at a very high level will give you a definitive advantage when searching for a dream job, and make it so that the cost incurred for learning can be returned in a short period of time. Learning V-Ray can also give you a competitive edge, since it is widely used as an industry standard tool. Now, let's take a look at the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. Architecture and design go hand in hand, and V-Ray can assist in every step of the process. We support artists and designers from the start of the conceptual phase until the final project is complete. Being able to visualize your idea at any stage of its evolution will help you to communicate your designs with the rest of your team, your clients, or even your teachers and students. And the best thing is that no matter which 3D platform you use, with the help of V-Ray, you can always count on great image quality. In fact, creating high-end visuals without needing to leave your favorite software of choice has never been easier. This particular example here was rendered from the design phase up to the very final marketing images using V-Ray for SketchUp. In this schematic, I've tried to summarize the entire workflow of an architectural project. We have also listed the software that is used at each stage. As you can see, V-Ray is applicable at almost every step, as it supports the platforms used for designing, and it can help you to showcase and communicate your ideas in a quick and easy way. Thanks to the ecosystem that Chaos Group has created, knowing V-Ray in one platform means you know it in every other, as the principles are the same. That makes you very flexible and competitive when you graduate and are looking for a job. There are also some ways to easily exchange assets between all those platforms, and I'm going to show you a bit more in depth how that works in the next few examples. Transferring geometry between applications is rather easy, as there are many multi-platform formats like FBX, OBJ, etc. that you can use. But what about transferring a material from one platform to another? This has been an issue that a lot of software struggles with, and usually the results are rather unsatisfactory. Chaos Group has put a lot of effort into overcoming such shortcomings. As you can see that the results speak for themselves here in this example. Using Chaos Group proprietary VRMat format, we can easily transfer materials from one 3D platform to another and render them in V-Ray with matching results. In this particular case, this wooden material has been exported from a SketchUp project and transferred successfully into Rhino for later use. And the renders from these two separate platforms, as seen in the pictures, are identical. Thanks to the improved UI of V-Ray latest version, V-Ray Next, this can be done quick and easy with just a couple of clicks. In many studios, the pipeline involves several pieces of software, and transferring entire scenes is a must. With the VR scene format, you can quickly pack your scene from one application, such as 3ds Max, and send it to Maya, so that your colleagues can continue working on it. And the great thing is that everything will be imported with the right scale and positioning automatically. Furthermore, things like lights and your render settings will be transferred too, so that you can render identical results. That way, your colleagues can pick up right where you left off in the project. Now, let's take a look at some of the features that are especially helpful to students and novice users. For example, V-Ray has an intuitive interface, an interactive render mode that makes developing your scenes quick and easy, preset settings, and straightforward render controls for controlling your results, a built-in material library so that you don't have to create every single material from scratch, and many online tutorials and useful resources, including our detailed documentation pages. With the help of the built-in material library, you can quickly populate your project with ready-to-use shaders, whether you use them right off the shelf or as a starting point to your own custom materials. The library contains over 550 materials divided by type that cover pretty much everything you might want to create for your interior or exterior scenes, and they're as easy as dragging and dropping them into your scene. Thanks to that, you can also quickly iterate through different looks and moods for your project. Let's take this bathroom for an example. In a matter of minutes, we can quickly create and iterate through numerous different designs and render them out while only using shaders from the built-in library. These 3 images here were created in about 20 minutes total, starting with just a handful of models. Learning 3D rendering can greatly improve your career opportunities, as it is a tool that can vividly showcase your ideas. Being able to create world-class photorealistic visualizations will give you a competitive edge over others and a clear advantage in the industry. On top of that, after doing it in school, you will have the practical knowledge and experience that employers are looking for. You can also easily showcase your best work with visual examples. Many talented artists in the industry today first picked up rendering as a hobby, and that slowly turned into a career path for them, as opportunities opened up that they would not have been prepared for otherwise. It doesn't matter whether you work in a big studio or as a freelancer. You can always enjoy being creative and producing outstanding images. To name just a few examples, artists such as Mark Denko, Bertrand Benoit, Grant Warwick, Victor Hugo, Ian Spriggs, and many others all started out as hobby enthusiasts and are now leading artists in their respective industries. Turning your hobby into a job can be a wonderful thing, even though it takes a bit of effort. To successfully traverse the road from enthusiast to professional, you can always rely on us and our trusted partners around the globe for assistance and support. When it comes to education, we make sure to deliver additional value, and with established local presence, support, and deep understanding, we strive to empower both students and teachers to succeed in the best way possible. Hundreds of partners, resellers, and training centers across the world are working hard to offer valuable consulting, training, and ongoing support services in the convenience of your local language. If you head to Chaos Group's website, you can find a ton of information on how to get started, including a section dedicated to students and educators. There, you can find all the information you need about V-Ray for Education. For example, information about supported features, answers to any questions you might have regarding licensing, details about how we support educational institutions, as well as plenty of case studies where fellow students and artists share their ideas and experience in creating stunning visuals. You can also find out about student and university licensing and pricing, and review our frequently asked questions section. In Chaos Group's educational section, you can find plenty of tutorials for all of our products, from V-Ray to Phoenix FD, covering subjects in many different industries, from architectural visualizations in SketchUp to character and animation tutorials, all the way to product design with V-Ray for Rhino, as well as tutorials for our other platforms. Among things you will find is also a link to the official documentation in case you have any technical questions. There is also a section with all the webinars that we have released so far. There you can find detailed explanations about different workflows, a peek into how professionals put to use V-Ray on a daily basis to create amazing renders, and even some projects explained and broken down from start to finish. Further down is the community section, our forum, the CG Garage podcast, and upcoming events. For the more technically oriented, the white paper section can provide in-depth information on everything from GPU rendering to the latest VR workflows. Meanwhile, our training programs can be of great assistance to people that are just getting into 3D rendering or simply want to build up on their knowledge. And if you are more of a hands-on person, you can download a number of scenes provided by high-level artists for you to study on your own and tinker with them. Probably the easiest way to get started and enhance your knowledge is with our free official courseware. It is a great source of information not only for students who want to learn on their own, but also teachers who wish to incorporate V-Ray into their classes. The V-Ray courseware includes lectures, lesson plans, handouts, demonstration tutorials, scenes and assets, as well as practice assignments. You can quickly set up classes with over 40 hours of extensive training and practice. Everything is designed to fit your preferred teaching or learning style. The courseware is based on the concept of learning cycles, which is a proven method for teaching adults. Each lesson is split into 3 different cycles, and for each of these, educators are provided with class materials. It is multi-platform and covers the most used 3D tools in the CG industry. Also, Every step in the process of creating amazing images is broken down in the sections of the courseware. Since images say more than words, let's watch a quick video overview of our courseware, where you will see all of the things you will learn to create. If you still have any questions left after watching the courseware, you can always turn to our online multi-level tech support, where you will find answers to anything from licensing to technical issues that you might have, and of course 3D support. We have professional artists that will help you with your scenes, or simply answer any questions or doubts you might have. To reach out to us is as simple as going to Chaos Group's forums and submitting a thread in the respective section. There, you will also find a ton of tutorials, learning materials, and answers from our ever-growing community. You can also find our free courseware and learning resources on chaosgroup.com, and they are sitting just one click away. Also, every week you can tune into the CG Garage podcast. CG Labs director Chris Nichols leads lively, informal discussions with a huge variety of guests, ranging from Hollywood directors to talented 3D artists, and everyone in between. You can also find all the previous episodes online for free, so even if you miss out on a podcast, you can always go back and listen at a later time. Another cool thing is that you can always go to our website and select the try option for our products, where you will find a free 30-day trial version for every supported platform. Moving on from that, let's not forget that even though V-Ray is Chaos Group's main product, it is not the only one. The Chaos Cloud is a simple and fast cloud rendering service, accessible directly from V-Ray's UI. It is a one-button solution to your rendering needs. There is no hardware to configure and no virtual machines to set up. It is designed so that artists can focus on their craft and not bother with the technical side of things. All you need to do is click render and Chaos Cloud will take care of the rest. Your image will look exactly as it would on your machine, but rendered with the power and speed of a supercomputer. Let's say that you wish to render out a whole animation. Now you can do it in the time it takes to render out a single frame. With Chaos Cloud, you can now harness blazing fast render speeds no matter what hardware you're working on locally, and it scales with you for any job that comes your way. With its Smart Sync, Chaos Cloud automatically uploads exactly what it needs to render, and whenever your scene is updated, it only syncs the data that has changed. That way, you can keep your upload times and traffic to the absolute minimum. After that, watch your image or animation's progress as it happens from anywhere on any device. As soon as you submit a job, you can monitor it from your computer, tablet, or even smartphone. You can even adjust your job settings in the Chaos Cloud's dashboard, without having to resubmit your scene. And thanks to the Smart Vote, Chaos Cloud stores your project in the cloud, including assets, so you only need to upload them once. You can try it out right now on chaosgroup.com. vu.com/cloud and start with 20 free credits. Something else exciting is our work in progress, Project Lavina. This is a real-time ray tracing solution, and although it is still in development, it is creating an avalanche of opportunities for rendering enthusiasts and professionals alike. It takes advantage of NVIDIA's cutting-edge hardware in its RTX graphics processor series to deliver a real-time experience with unmatched quality and speed. You can also easily import your V-Ray scenes using the VRScene file format and take full control over the real-time experience. Taking control over your view, just like looking through a real-life camera, is made as simple as dragging a slider. With the same smoothness, you can also tweak post effects like color adjustments, lookup tables, field of view, and much more, or even simply play with the lighting in your scenes. For example, you can change the interior lighting setup or change the whole environment lighting by swapping out different HDRI images and observe the effects instantly, all while walking around in your scene and marveling at the work that you've put in. The great thing is that you can load in not only small interior spaces, but huge exterior landscapes, meticulously modeled with billions of polygons. What separates Lavina from other 3D rendering applications is that everything is being ray traced in real time. There is no pre-baked lighting, and all the reflections and refractions are ray traced and updated on the go. On top of that, you have the ability to readjust the position of your assets in real time, without having to go back to your 3D application and re-export the scene. This can speed up your workflow tremendously by making it easy to iterate on your designs and test out different ideas, and get real-time feedback without having to wait for a render or baking. In the strive for photorealistic renders, we have also developed VR scans. These are way more than just textures, as they provide realistic surface simulation and lifelike reactions to light. Using a state-of-the-art scanning machine to take in thousands of images from different angles of a single sample, we accurately capture how different materials interact with light to bring photorealistic quality to your renders. Currently, we have a library of more than 1,000 scanned materials that you can find on our website and give it a free try for 90 days. The library contains scanned materials ranging from plastics, metals, wood, holographic materials, and much more. You can search them by category, color, and type. We even work with real-world manufacturers. So, if you are rendering, let's say, an interior project, and the materials you need have already been decided in advance with a specific manufacturer, you can find them ready to use in the VRScans library. This applies not only to architectural visualizations, but to any other field of the CG industry. A lot of people depend on creating photoreal images for their work. For example, a material like car paint is very complex. It often takes numerous layers of detail and refinement to achieve a believable result using traditional shading methods. VR scans can simplify your workflow substantially. All you need to do is find a car paint to your liking, download it, and apply it in your project, and all of the hard work is done. You can even further refine the scan using V-Ray's VR-scanned material parameters to customize the look and feel of the material for your scene. Numerous studios and artists take advantage of VR scans to create stunning-looking images with a seemingly endless amount of detail that holds up even in extreme close-up renders, making VR scans the perfect choice for photoreal product rendering and commercials, where extreme fidelity is required. To wrap things up, let's quickly review what we've talked about so far. We've learned what rendering is and its place in the CG industry. We've gotten familiar with Chaos Group and most of our products. We've discussed how we help artists and designers visualize their creative ideas in the best possible way. We've also seen the tremendous effort we put into educating people about the art of rendering, by providing numerous resources, publishing blog posts and podcasts, and even creating completely free coursewares for self-education and teaching alike. And we have also gained a better understanding of how important rendering is in industries like architecture and design, the automotive industry, gaming and movies, commercials, music and entertainment, and the career opportunities it opens up if you have 3D rendering experience in your skill set. Now, let's open up for questions and answers while we take a look at our architectural showreel. Thank you for participating in this webinar and being a part of the Chaos Group experience.